Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to give some opinion and perspective and first-hand insight and show you that tritium sites are maybe not something that you need to worry about dumping a lot of money into. In my last video I did go over how I installed these Ameriglo protector sites onto my G48. These ones here, the front sight has the large orange dot along with a tritium insert. Meanwhile, the rear sights are blacked out. All of these guns also have been cleared. No magazine, no round in the chamber. So again, I do really like how that front sight is so quickly picked up by the eye, which I know it's not going to focus right, but when you bring this thing up into your line of sight, that orange sight, boom, it's just there. Picks up very, very quickly. Wasn't really so much worried about the tritium, though it is a nice to have. I'm not going to complain about it being there. And I am going to go into the dark area in my closet and show you why making an investment of night sights, particularly maybe the more expensive offerings that are closer to $150, it may not necessarily be worth it. And for the test, I am going to bring two of my guns here, my Gen 5 G19, along with my Gen 3 G19-ish Grey Ghost Precision / Hex Precision build. TLR7 on this gun, Surefire X300 Ultra on this gun, and I'm also going to show you my carry light that I use while EDCing this gun, because there is no rail for me to mount a gun mounted light, being that there is no rail. So the light here is a Streamlight Polytac. It is 600 lumens. I also have on the Theorem clip for stabilization. I'll go a little bit more into that later. And I also am going to show the Olight Olight 5T EOS. The reason I'm going to show these is because the X300U is 1,000 lumens. The TLR7 is 500. This has a mode that is 15 lumens or 300 lumens. And then, as I mentioned, this one here is 600 lumens. So inside this dark area here, which is inside my closet, you can see that the front sight of that Ameriglo is nice and bright. And yes, it is very important that you can make positive identification on what you are shooting at, that you have good aim, and really more so what is more important is having a handheld light or a weapon light. Being able to see what you're shooting at is absolutely paramount, having positive identification. If you carry a gun, most likely in today's day and age, you do have some type of weapon light on your gun. But again, in my case with this G48, it does not have that option, so I do a handheld. So as you can see, that front sight glows nice and bright. Definitely would be able to see my front sight to know that I'm on target. Downside, or on the back side of that, I also can't see what I'm shooting at, and I should not be shooting what I can't positively identify. So bring in the weapon light. See, I'll focus on my front sight there, and then I'll shine my light. See what happens to that tritium? Just goes away, gets absolutely drowned out in the light. If I were to hold this similar to how I would hold my grip, you can see that even still, without the direct light there, you can't make out that tritium. Going to a lower powered light, like the little Olight that's on low power right now, that's supposedly 15 lumens, same effect. Even with that dim light, you cannot make out any type of tritium glow whatsoever. Now, to show you what it would look like with a weapon mounted light, so if you carry a gun G43, 48 MOS, you have maybe a TLR7 sub or an Olight Mini on it. You shine the light, and what can you see? You can see your irons. You can see them silhouetted against the target or what you're aiming at. Even with the TLR7 and its 500 lumens, which is half of what the X300 has, same thing. You can make out your front sight. You can see them. So even if this was tritium, I would not be able to see the tritium glowing. Now, where night sights do definitely still come in handy and serve a purpose is, say you drop your weapon light, or let's say you don't have time to get it. It's in the middle of the night. You wake up and you have some illumination going on in your house, whether it be you left on a bathroom light or you have a night light or whatever it may possibly be, where it's bright enough where you can absolutely tell that there's a threat in your house and somebody's standing there. Now, again, granted, hopefully you have enough forethought and enough consciousness to be able to ensure that that's not one of your family members, one of your kids, whatever it may possibly be. And again, making sure that you know what you're shooting at is key, but let's just assume that none of those things exist and you know that it's somebody in your house trying to do you some harm. Somebody is in your house, a bad guy, and they want to do you some harm. So where you don't have a weapon light, but you have enough light in the background to know that there is a threat, bringing your gun up and having those night sights, seeing that front sight go onto center mass or on a headshot, it's definitely very nice to have. So if I were to show you a gun, here's the one with just blacked out sights. You can't see anything really. And I know it's harder for the camera to pick up, but even to my eye, it is very hard to see where that front sight is. Whereas having the glow in the dark front sight or your night sight, you can definitely put that front bead on your target and squeeze off a shot. And that is definitely where it does come in handy to have a night sight. All right, everyone, so that wraps up this video. I hope it helps some of you out there make some decisions on what you want to go spend your hard-earned money on. Again, I think in the beginning of the video, I made it sound like night sights were absolutely obsolete. I don't believe that they are. I think that they have limited use nowadays with the proliferation of people having weapon-mounted lights, especially on their carry guns. But it just, here's another something to take a look into, is if that's not an option, and that also maybe, buying the $150 Trijicons might not be worth it when you can get away with some cheaper options. But anyways, I hope it helps somebody out. Thank you.